Don't touch your dial. Keep it right where it's set. There's something big coming up on your screen. Just settle back and relax, 'cause you're gonna get a whole lot of singing, a whole lot of laughing, a whole lot of laughing from me.
It's nice. Nobody told me about jumping back up. Hey, it's nice to be back with all of you. I had a nice vacation, and I got a lot of sun. I found a bar with a hole in the roof. We had a nice summer. I made a picture down in Mexico called 5-Card Stud. You know, the doctors down there are great. I caught a cold, and when I went to see the doctor, he noticed I was having chills, so he'd put me in a room with a woman who was having hot flashes. She ain't too bad a doctor. Television is going to be a lot of fun this year. They got some new shows, and this year they're cutting down on violence. They put a silencer on Lawrence Welk's accordion. And there's going to be a different crowd in a minute. And there's going to be a lot of interesting new faces. Last night, I saw Hubert Humphrey on Dating Game trying to win a trip to Washington. You know, they got a lot of new game shows this season. I'm going to be on one this year with Phil Harris and Jackie Gleason. Every week, we all come on stage, look in the mirror, and try to guess who we are.
It's knowing that your door is always open and your path is free to walk. Makes me tend to leave my sleeping bag rolled up and stashed behind your couch. It's knowing I'm not shackled by forgotten words and bonds and ink stains that have dried up on some line. That keeps you in the back road by the rivers of my memory, keeps you ever gentle on my mind. Not clinging to the rocks and ivy planted on their columns, not it binds me. Something that somebody said because they thought we fit together walking. Is knowing that the world will not be cursing nor forgiving when I walk along some railroad track and find you moving on the back roads by the rivers of my memory. For hours you're just gentle on my mind. I dip my cup of soup back from the gurgling, crackling cauldron, some train yarn. My beard a rubbing coal pile and the dirty hat pulled low across my face. Hands round a tin can, I pretend I'll hold you to my breast and find you're waving from the back road by the river of my memory, ever gentle, smiling on my mind. This tune's too good for one guy. They ought to split his tonsils and divide them between Simon and Garfunkel. Well, before I forget, I'd like to thank you all for your nice comments and letters on last week's show, which is a little upsetting because we weren't on last week. Anyway, I think we got a good one tonight. I hate to be a name dropper, but we got Buddy Epson. He's here, and he's just great. And the very funny Shecky Green is here. Shecky started out in Chicago as a professional boxer, and he quit because he wasn't doing too good. He was the only fighter in the world they had to carry into the ring. And the star of Fiddler on the Roof is here with us, Mr. Zero Muscatel. Zero Mostel. He's a real gentleman, but a little square. Yeah, he's a little square. Yesterday, he brought a camera to a topless restaurant and took a picture of the chef. And the dynamic Miss Lena Horne is with us. As a matter of fact, I'd like to have you meet her right now. Lena's really a great singer, and she made it the easy way in this business. She came loaded with talent. Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely and beautiful Miss Lena Horne.
Come with me, my love, and seize the day and live it fully, live it fast. Never thinking once about tomorrow, till tomorrow's been and gone and past. We'll pour the wine and fill the cup of joy and drink it just as if it were the last. Live. Just live for life. Yesterday's a memory, been and gone forever, and tomorrow is a guess. What is real is what is here now, and here now is all that we possess. So take my hand and we will take the moment, if for just a moment's happiness. Live. Just live for life. If you let me, I will lead you through the mystery and the wonder of a world you've never known before. Share the splendors to be shared, magic places to explore, dare the dangers to be dared. Life is all of this and more. Yes, this and more. Come with me to where the hills are green and filled with flowers to adore. Come with me to where the sound of laughter drowns the sounds of guns of war. Come with me, my love, and live for life, and life will live for you forevermore. Live. Yes, live for life. Life is all, so give it all. All you got to give. Yes, go on and live. Live for life.
Oh, I'll tell you, Lena, you are the most. I mean, I can't think of anyone I'd rather have on my show.
Do you mind if I take this off? It's a little warm.
It's warm. It's warm. It's warm every place. There you are. Thank you. You know, I hate to share you with these people.
Oh, but you sure know how to make a lady feel welcome.
Hey, why don't we just imagine there's no one here but you?
The two of us, they'll always be for you and me. The two of us, we'll always be together like the cat and the cream. We're a dream of our own. We'll go it alone. There's just the two of us, and we'll be always traveling on.
The two of us, our love will always stay between the two of us.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if the skies are cloudy or gray. We're happy away from the storm. We're cozy and warm.
It's just the two of us,
and we'll be always traveling on. is done, I'll turn on the lights when all our friends have gone.
We'll wait for the moment when we're on our own.
For that's the way it's got to be together alone. The two of us, we both agree it's gonna be the two of us. When people talk, they smile and say they know it won't last.
We're holding on fast to a dream.
We don't know what they mean. They're just the two of us, and we'll still be traveling on.
Now I want to hear this.
Late in the evening when the day is done, I'll turn on the lights when all our friends have gone.
We'll wait for the moment when we're on our own.
But that's the way it's got to be together alone. Two of us, we both agree it's gonna be the two of us. When people talk, they smile and say they know it won't last.
Ah, we're holding on fast to a dream.
Yeah, we don't know what they mean. They're just the two of us, and we will still be traveling on. We'll say it again.
Just the two of us,
And we will still be traveling on.
one more time.
Okay, there's just the two of us, and we will still be traveling on.
Miss Lena Horne.
Minutes before the next one. I wish they'd hurry up.
Hello, we are the Conroys.
Hello,
I am
Conroy.
Fred, and this is my wife, Melba.
How do you do?
And we are here, sir, to see the house.
Yes,
the
yes.
real estate man sent us. And before we come in, may I say, Melba remarked, too, the landscaping outside is absolutely breathtaking.
Absolutely breathtaking,
Lovely,
beautiful,
yeah.
and nowhere near an airport.
An airport.
What airport?
What airport?
No, nowhere near an airport. No.
Of course.
Beautifully situated.
this
It was
is
built
lovely.
in 1902, redone in 1937, just in time for it to be bombed in 1941. Everything is centrally heated, fully furnished. Everything can stay or it can go, whichever you prefer. Now, if you'll come this way, I'll show you the rest of the house.
Come on, Melba.
Workroom, dining room, morning room, pantry on the right, master bedroom, second bedroom, maid's room, and bathroom. The sitting room. Well, you take it?
Well, I'd kind of like to see it first.
Oh, no. I think it's just adorable. And Fred, it is just perfect for you. It's so peaceful.
It is, yeah.
You see, Fred has a very bad case of nerves.
Well, you'll find it's absolutely marvelous for your nerves. I'd be prepared to take any reasonable offer. Or any kind of mortgage you prefer. Well, what do you say?
What was that?
What was what?
That terrible noise.
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear that either.
What?
That terrible noise. I didn't hear that.
You didn't hear that? That noise, that roaring, terrible noise. You didn't hear it?
Oh, that roaring,
Yes.
terrible noise. Well, you see, that was the underground.
You mean the subway?
The subway underground, same thing.
But that noise was overhead.
Yes, well, you see, it's a new idea. It's an overhead underground. Well, what do you say? I'm prepared to take any reasonable offer.
Well, I'm not sure, Melba.
Well, make me an unreasonable offer. Fasten your safety belts. Extinguish all cigarettes.
I have the strangest suspicion, sir, that this dwelling is located uncomfortably near an airport.
Nonsense. We're right in the middle of the country.
Oh.
Look.
Oh,
You see, I told you.
what is that?
That's my lawn.
Oh, that's a runway.
No, it's my lawn,
But
really.
it is covered with cement.
So it's a cement lawn.
I know a runway when I see one.
It's a lawn, I saw. You get that right off my lawn. I told you hundreds of times. It's a lawn, really.
Thank you very much, sir. We are not interested. We have seen enough. Come on,
You'll get
Noah.
used to it.
Let's get out of
It's
here.
convenient for the airport.
Thank you so much. Come on, let's.
It's not so bad. What's the
This
way
way,
to get used to it?
please, Father.
You're not.
It's
Who are these people going? Who are these people? Look at that, Susan. Where are these people going? But I don't understand what this is all about. I really don't. Senor, take this house to Cuba.
I learned so much from everyone that I ever worked with. Everyone I ever worked with in this business. I don't care who it was. Stagehands, cameramen, lighting men, everybody. They all did something. Everybody had something. George Burns once said to me, he said, let me tell you something, kid. Smoking a cigar. He said, the worst act in show business has got 30 seconds. That's why they went into show business. The problem is, sometimes they stay on longer than 30 seconds. And he said, you'll find that to be true with everybody that works with you on a show. Somebody's got something to offer. Try to get that to work.
I think the name George Burns will go down in the history of show business as one of the all-time greats. Now, George started way back in the early days of vaudeville. In fact, George goes so far back, Ed Sullivan used to be in his audience. Ladies and gentlemen, my good friend, Mr. George Burns.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Dean, would you come out here a minute?
Yes, sir,
Yes. Dean, I've been.
George, I just want to say you're looking younger every time. Every time I see you, you look younger.
Well, you don't know how happy I am to hear you say that because lately I've been getting to have my doubts.
Oh, not you, George.
Well, I'll tell you, the bunch of us are sitting around the Hillcrest Country Club at that round table. There was Groucho, and there was Jack Benny, and there was Georgie Jessel, and Jimmy Durante, and myself. And then I took a look at us. And what she was kidding, we did not look like the Mod Squad. In fact, we didn't even look like Hogan's Heroes. We looked more like Mission Impossible.
George, now, you know you got the body of a 20-year-old. I know, because I seen her in your car.
Well, that's not true. She's 19.
Oh.
Well, anyway, the bunch of us at this table, we do play 9 holes of golf every day, but that's no exercise because we all rent carts and the caddies carry our bags. We ride and they walk. The caddies look great and we all look like Charles de Gaulle. In fact, we're at the point now we even look bad with makeup on. But the kids have got it made today. You know, they have love-ins and love-outs and freak-ins and freak-outs, and they wear beads, and they read poetry, and they smell flowers.
Oh, well, you wouldn't want to be a kid again.
Oh, no. But I wouldn't mind being 10 years younger. Or 15. Even 60 years younger, but not a kid again. Anyway, I said to these fellas, instead of sitting around the table like this, let's all go to Griffith Park. Now let's meet these kids. Maybe some of that youth will rub off on us, and maybe what we've got will rub off on them. If it doesn't drop off before we get there. Well, I finally convinced them, and the 5 of us left for Griffith Park, and not to look conspicuous. We all wore sandals and wide belts and love beads.
Well, that must have been some sight.
Well, Jessel wore his beads down the back because he didn't want to cover his medals.
Oh, yeah.
And Jack Benny carried his violin, and Groucho brought his guitar, and Jimmy Durante had an orchestration of Bill Bailey that was arranged by John Philip Sousa's father. And I wore my buckskin vest with the fringe around the bottom that Buffalo Bill gave me for my birthday. See?
I've never seen you with a fringe around your bottom.
Never. Only when I play Vegas. Oh. Well, anyway, we all arrived in Griffith Park, and it was quite a thrill. It was the first time any of us got such a big laugh without saying anything. We looked like a bunch of flower children who hadn't been watered in 40 years. Then we all sat down on the grass. That took a good 20 minutes. Groucho never did make it. We had to prop him up against a tree. And I heard that the kids nowadays smoke grass. You know, so I took some grass, put it in my cigar holder, and I lit it. It's nothing. But that fertilizer is murder.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad fertilizer going around.
I think I got it all. Well, then we started swinging. Jack played his violin, Groucho played his guitar, and Durante, Jester, and myself started to harmonize the Betsy Ross rag. Then the police came. One cop said, "What's going on here? What have you guys been drinking?" I said, "Geritol over the rocks." He said, "Well, you'll have to break this up. The park closes at 8 o'clock. I said, "It's only 4 o'clock in the afternoon." He says, "By the looks of this group, it'll take you that long to get out of the park."
Ah, that cop don't know you, George.
He said you don't. Well, anyway, we did break it up. We got out of the park at 5 minutes after 9. And Dean, would you like to join us? We're going back again next week. We forgot Groucho. He's still
at the tree? The guy wanted to get on the show for a long, long time. He's a real big talent, writes his own songs, and he's got a great sense of humor. Ladies and gentlemen, Roger Miller. Well, they sure love you.
Well?
Hey, Rog, it's real nice to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Hey, what's your hometown?
That's none of your business, really. It's
what is this?
What's a little bitty town in Oklahoma, Eric, Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Real small. In fact, it's so small, we don't have a town drunk. We have to take turns.
Hey, Rog, you've written a lot of great songs, so why don't you sing one now?
All right.
Okay.
How about the Kansas City Star?
Mm-hmm.
You like that?
Got a letter just this morning. It was postmarked Omaha. It was typed and neatly written, offering me this better job and higher wages, expenses paid, and a car. But I'm on TV here locally, and I can't quit. I'm a star. I come on the TV, grinning, wearing pills and a hat. It's a kiddie show, and I'm a hero of the younger set. I'm the #1 attraction, ever supermarket parking lot. I'm the king of Kansas City. No thanks, Omaha, thanks a lot. Kansas City Star, that's what I are. You're the lead lady, you're the sim car. Drive a big old Cadillac with wire wheels. Got rhinestones on the spokes. I got credit down at my grocery store. My barber tells me jokes. I'm the #1 attraction, every supermarket parking lot. I'm the king of Kansas City. No thanks, Omaha, thanks a lot. Kansas City Star, that's what I are. You're the lead lady, you ought to see my car. Drive a big old Cadillac with wire wheels. Got rhinestones on the spokes. I got credit down at my grocery store. My barber tells me jokes. I'm the #1 attraction, every supermarket parking lot. I'm the king of Kansas City. No thanks, Omaha, thanks a lot. Stay tuned, I'm gonna have a Popeye cartoon in just a minute.
Made that all up yourself, huh?
Yeah, right out of my head.
It's a good number.
You like numbers?
Oh, I love numbers.
I got another number.
Yeah?
You have to give it to me. It's but it has to do with a song I wrote a couple of years ago. That you give me a number, and I'll take the number and make up verses for a song out of it.
Any number at random, right?
It's just any number.
21.
It's any number. All right, 21. Let's see.
21, take away 9, 12 little children standing in line. For And that take 2 and that leaves you 10. Take away 8 and you got 2 again. Yeah, you got 2 again. You got 2 again. You used to love me once, now you got 2 again. Sing 2 again. You got 2 again. You used to love me once, and now you got 2 again.
Hey, that was fun.
Yeah.
Can we do it again?
I don't know. Try.
Want to try it with another number?
Let me give you a number. How about?
You give me a number.
All right. No dirty numbers.
No.
13.
Take 13 and multiply by 1. Still got 13, wasn't that fun? Take the same 13, multiply by 2. 26 hours, the train's overdue.
Got 2 again, you got 2 again. You used to love me once and now you got 2 again. You got 2 again, you got 2 again. You used to love me once and now you got 2 again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 happy people divided by 1. Nothing, none. You got 2 again, you got 2 again. You used to love me once and now you got 2 again. You got 2 again, you got 2 again. You used to love me once and now you got 2 again. You used to love me once and now you got 2 again. You used to love me once and now you got 2 again.
That's pretty. Yeah.
Roger, you know, we got a little surprise for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we had it built in honor of that great song you wrote, King of the Road. Now, you just turn around and take a peek.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, boy, girls.
Now, come on. Now, I just want to see.
I don't know what to say.
Well...
Nobody's ever done anything like that for me before.
Well, let's move in, huh?
Yeah, let's do it. Meet him.
Okay, sorry, pal. Now, you're looking at the wrong trailer there, you know. Yours is the one way over there on the left.
Trailer for sale or rent. Rooms to let, 50 cents. No phones, no pools, no pets. Ain't got no cigarettes.
Trailers for sale or rent. Rooms to let, 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. Ain't got no cigarettes. I ride the
third boxcar midnight train. Destination Bangor, Maine. Old worn out suits and shoes. Don't pay no union dues.
third boxcar midnight train. Destination Bangor, Maine. Ooh, worn out suit and shoes. Don't pay no union dues.
Smoke old stogie I have found. I'm a man of things by no means. King of the road. I know every angel there on every train. While all of the children and all of their names.
Every handout in every town.
Every lock that ain't locked when no one's around. Trailer for sale.
Trailers for sale.
The rooms are lit.
I got rooms to rent.
No phones, no pools, no pets. Ain't got no cigarettes. How about that? 2 hours of pushing around by the 8 to 10. Mama, man of me by no means. King of the road. King of the road. King of the road.
King of the road.
to my eager breast to reach out there, but I can't do it. It's just that you may hear me screams of pain. Oh, whenever I wake your heart, find you near me. Wanting you, nothing else in this world will do. In this world you are all that I
Here I am, Mr. Martin.
I beg your grace. You're the cue card boy?
Well, actually, I'm the cue card girl. You see, the network has been receiving complaints from the women's liberation movement.
Obvious son of a gun.
They feel not enough women are being employed behind the scenes in television.
Gee whiz.
So I'm here to prove that a woman can do any job a man can do with the same degree of skill,
Well, lay it on, Leon.
competence, and technical proficiency.
Technical proficiency. Well, if you're the cue card girl, where's your cue cards?
They were much too heavy. But don't worry. I've written the words you have to say somewhere else.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Where did you write them?
All over my body.
Well, that's quite a vocabulary you got there.
Can you read me all right?
Well, with letters that size, how can I miss? Yep. Well, here goes, but try not to breathe too hard. One word just jumped up a paragraph. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be... Excuse me, is that a A or a O?
Neither. It's my vaccination.
We'll be right back, so please don't go away. How would you like to read her in Braille?
He showed up at 11 o'clock on Sunday for the very first time. Went and sat in front of the orchestra and did all his music with the guests and the medleys and everything with the orchestra. One time. Finished with them, no cameras. Finished with them, took a lunch break. Sunday was perfect because I'd go in the dressing room and we'd watch the football games, okay? And we'd bet on all the games. We'd come back at 1 o'clock and we had a run-through at 1 o'clock. And I would do him. He would be in the dressing room watching me do him with Bob Newhart, Petula Clark, whomever. If it was a sketch, I'd stop it, go back into the dressing room and say, let's go, kid. And he'd walk out and he'd walk through it. And he'd follow the cue cards. All done on the cue cards. He never saw the material before I did it. Ever.
Diggity dirt. You all know my Ken Pal Lane?
No.
I know. I mean, just want to see if you're paying attention. My pal Ken Lane. Ken's a real lucky guy. You ought to see his wife. She was a cover girl in Paris. Yeah, she used to put the tops on the sewers. Okay. Gee whiz.
Tangerine, stain my gabardine.
I think we should stop seeing each other. I'm going to go to the couch now. Huh?
Buy it ready.
Yeah, okay. You want me to open this thing? I think they've run out already. That's it. Close the door, go sing.
Supposing I should fall in love with you, do you think that you could love me too? Supposing I should hold you and caress you, would it impress you or distress you? Supposing I should say, for you I yearn, would you think I'm speaking out of turn? Supposing I declare it, would you take my love and share it? I'm not supposing I'm in love with you.
My next guest is a great comedian who just flew in from Las Vegas, where he works every night with a lot of nude showgirls. So you people looking in and you in the studio audience could make him feel right at home if you took your clothes off. Ladies and gentlemen, the great and wonderful Mr. Shecky Green.
I want to ask you one thing. Is that man a genius or is he a genius, Dean Martin? Huh? And I recognize genius because I'm a genius myself. In all modesty, I say that because ever since I was a little boy, I've been a genius. I had 2 older brothers, and every time there was something to do in the house, they used to say to my mother, let the genius do it. People don't recognize you. Van Gogh was a genius, but nobody ever told Van Gogh he was a genius, and then one day, out of frustration, he cut off his ear. And somebody said, Mr. Van Gogh, you're a genius. He went, ha! Invented the horn. Ha! Ha! Weird, though. You gotta be a genius to live in this town of Los Angeles, California. I moved here about 10 years ago. First thing I did, I bought a house. Second thing, you gotta call an interior decorator. The interior decorator comes over the house and says, may I say this is an exquisite home? May I say that I just want to do this house for you, only you. If I never do another house, I just want to do this house. That's the way interior decorators talk. You very rarely hear an interior decorator say,
hey, I want to do the whole room in blue. I'll put a nice white rug right over there, right by the toilet. You'll love it.
That's the first thing you do here in California. Would you believe that an interior decorator was the reason why my wife and I got a divorce? She hired this interior decorator. He moved into Beverly Hills, California. She hired this interior decorator. He came to the house. He says, that has to go immediately. My wife says, that's my husband. He says, yes, it's too fat for the room. That's another thing, divorces in this town. May I tell you something? When I got a divorce, they awarded my wife a $150,000 house in Beverly Hills, California, which shocked me because we were not living in a $150,000 house in Beverly Hills, California. They gave her my car, the furniture. They gave her my children, like I had nothing to do with the kids. Do you know 11 years my wife and I tried to have children? 11 years of trying to have children. Hormone shots we took. I never had a hair on my body till we started with those hormone shots. Then one day I said to my wife, what's happening to me?
She said, I don't know. I gotta say.
Weird. They got laws and this, they got a whiplash law. I don't know whether you people know what a whiplash law is. That's if you don't have a job, you buy an old car and you park in the middle of the street and you wait to get hit. And then you yell, whiplash! Whiplash! And the other driver says, how do you know so quick? And the guy says, come on, I got the x-rays in the trunk, I'll show you. And he opens up the trunk and the guy says, listen, can I do your home? And may I tell you the greatest thing about this town, because I'm from the East, and I come from a place where we call air.
We call air. Excuse me. But out here, they got a special name, and I'm doing it now. It's called smog. I don't want to say that the smog has affected my life, but I'll see you later.
Funny. My next guest is a talented comedian who appeared as a regular on my Gold Digger summer show. Judging from the mail she got, everybody must have loved her. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Barbara Heller.
Hello, Victoria. Oh, I'm so excited. I say I'm excited. Well, you know, Find a Mate, you know that new computer company that helps you find a special mate? Well, Victoria, Find a Mate that found me a man. Yeah. What? Yes, he found a real live man. Would you believe it? What do you mean you wouldn't believe it? Listen, Victoria, I gotta hang up now because he's gonna come in here any minute. I expect him to call. I'm so nervous. Oh, there he is. This is my first affair, so please be kind. I'll be right there. Some enchanted evening, you will meet a stranger. You will see a stranger across a crowd. And somehow you know even then, that someday you'll meet him again and again. I say, some enchanted evening, someone will be laughing. You will hear his laughter across the crowded room. And night after night, a stranger to his voice will call you in all your dreams. Explain it. I say, who can tell you why? Who's give you reason? Wise men never try. Some enchanted evening, when you find your true love, when you hear him call you across the crowded room, then fly to his side and make him your own. Or all through your life, you may dream all alone. Once you have found him, never let him go. Once you have found him, never let him go.
We had 4 different units. We had the writers working on the sketches. We had the choreographer working with the dancers.
Folks in Georgia is about to go insane since that new Dan down to Georgia came. I'm the only person who's to blame. I'm the party introduced it there. So give me credit to know a thing or two. Give me credit for springing something new. I will show this little dance to you. When I do, you'll say that it's a bear. First you put your 2 knees close up tight, then you sway them to the left and you sway them to the right. Step around the floor kinda nice and light, then you twist around and twist around with all your might.
stretch your loving arms way out in space. Then you do the eagle rock with a style and grace. Swing your foot way out and bring it back. That's what I call ballin' the jack.
Positively, Mr. Martin. Well, let's go get him, Mr. E.
Oh, Mr. Martin.
Yes, Mr. Epps.
Oh, Mr. Martin.
Yes, Mr. Epps.
It was nice of you to ask me here tonight. I was tickled as could be when I heard that you picked me out of all the folks you thought of to invite.
Well, Mr. Epps, then.
Yes, Mr. Martin.
Whoa, Mr. Epps.
Yes, Mr. Martin.
Would you care to see a snapshot of my wife?
Yes, I would.
Well, here's that gorgeous little peach eating hot dogs at the beach.
That's a suntan, Mr. Martin.
No, that's a hot dog, Mr. E.
Oh, say, I had a strange dream last night. I dreamt I was at the circus.
You went to the circus? Well, that's nothing. Last night I dreamed I was out on a date with Sophia Loren and Raquel Welch.
You were out with Sophia Loren and Raquel Welch. Why didn't you call me?
I did, but your wife said you were at the circus.
Hey, you seem a little down at the mouth. Tell me, why are you so sad?
I lost my dog.
You lost your dog. Why didn't you put an ad in the newspaper?
Now, don't be silly. Dogs can't read.
Yesterday I saw a dog poring over the Time.
Speaking of newspapers, what's a girl's yet?
What's a girl's what?
A yet. That's on a paper.
What do you mean? What's a girl's yet?
A girl's yet. I saw on a paper. It said a girl was at a hold-up and she was shot and the bullet was in her yet.
Tell me, Mr. Martin, which chicken lays the largest egg?
Well, the biggest.
No, the bravest.
Hot diggity.
You feel miserable? Well, why don't you do what I do? Whenever I have a hard day, I go home, lie on the couch, and my wife showers me with kisses. You ought to try it.
I think I will. What time does your wife get home? Mr.
Yes, Mr. Martin.
Mr. Epps.
Yes, Mr. Martin.
It's wonderful to have you on my wonderful show. I may never be the same, but I'm awfully glad you came.
Thank you kindly, Mr. Martin.
Well, it's a pleasure, Mr. E. Mr. Buddy.
It's a sign of the times that we've thrown away a lot of old traditions. It's a sign of the times that the kids today are hip to politicians.
Good evening, sir. I'm collecting funds for Spiro Agnew.
Spiro Agnew? I thought they cured that.
Well, Dean Hartley, the students have held us hostage here for 5 days.
Yes, and they won't let us free unless we meet all their demands. Here's their list. An active voice in the school administration. No more curfews. participation in the hiring and firing of teachers, and be allowed to have dates in their rooms.
Well, what are we going to do about it?
We have no choice. Let them in and tell them we'll meet their demands.
All right, students, you've got us licked. Come on in.
You should be ashamed of yourself. It's bad enough you're picking Mr. Humphrey at his meetings and his rallies. Now you come and pester the poor man in his own home. Look at that silly slogan. Make love, not war. Who do you think you are, anyway?
I'm Mrs. Humphrey. And these days, it sure is good to have somebody to walk home with.
You bet. Robberies, molesting, the streets just aren't safe anymore.
It can be scary walking home by yourself. You're taking your life in your hands.
Yeah, well, here we are.
It's gonna be okay now.
Oh, thank you for walking me home.
Is Mr. Nixon finished yet?
1 second more.
This is a very important TV speech for Mr. Nixon. It's vital that he look just right. His image has got to be perfect.
Don't worry about a thing. This is going to be the greatest makeup job in the history of politics. Yeah, all right, Mr. Nixon, I'm finished.
I know I ought to resist, but when you're near me, my passions run wild.
Darling, don't fight it. What do we care what the world thinks? All that matters is the magic of your skin next to mine.
Oh, darling, hold me closer.
They're disgusting. I've never seen such things in a movie before.
Right, let's leave.
Yes.
Closer.
Oh, your skin.
I'm campaigning for George Wallace. Would you like to wear one of our buttons?
Of course. I'm not voting for him now.
That's a tempt one I got today.
I did honest television. Real, live, honest television. That's what I did. That's what I did best. And when I got lucky with Dean, that's really what I did best, because I tried to bring that to the screen with Dean. You know, before I got hooked up with Dean, I worked all the time, but I never made a lot of money. I got paid well for the specials, but I didn't do them every week. I never made a lot of money. And I used to hear guys say, hey, all I really want is a couple of 2 or 3 years on a series, and I can say it's great, you know. Well, look what happened to me. Lo and behold, I ended up with 16 years with one of the truly great performers of all time. And that's what he was, you know. He was the greatest performer I'd ever been around, bar none.
But I sure want to thank that nice little old lady, Miss Pearl Zodi, from Oceanside, New York, who sent me that bird bath for my parakeet. It was real nice of you, ma'am, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to send it back. My bird likes to take showers. Now, I'll see y'all.